Howdy, y'all. I'm Mr. Holga.
And I'm Todd Puckett.
And this is Don's used photo equipment.
Absolutely. In front of the Great Wall.
And the Great Wall of Film.
Yep.
So this is a super special edition
of what?
Of the video. This is a super special video edition.
Okay. What's the special one?
The special is we're going to discuss Holga Week.
And
nothing but Holga Week.
That is special.
We're only going to talk about, as a matter of fact, right off the bat, if you notice, we're sporting Holga Week shirts.
And guess what?
What?
They're not gray.
They're not gray. You're right, they're not gray.
Oh wait, well, we're going to talk about that later. Did I spoil it?
Well, we can discuss that later.
Right,
so while you guys are listening to us, at least admire, I might need one of those t-shirts.
No. You will need
one of those t-shirts. Yes. And we'll discuss how you can get one later. But first and foremost, let's talk about Holga Week itself.
Holga.
Now, I know we've talked about Holga Week before, so hopefully...
But we're going to have hundreds of new people watch this video.
Lots of new people, and they're going to say, what's Holga Week?
What's Holga Week? Because we get, every time somebody sees a t-shirt or every time somebody hears us talk about it, what's Holga Week?
Oh, apparently there are a lot of people out there who don't know about Holga Week, because if there was, we would have a lot more photographers.
7 billion people. I think we still got a few more people to reach.
7 billion people on the planet.
We haven't reached them
all. And we only got over 225 photographers last year. I think we have room to grow.
We got room to go. But we grew a lot over the previous years. But yeah, so anyway, Holga Week, we need to talk about it.
So, Holga Week for you guys is obviously shooting a Holga camera.
Yes, it has to be specifically a Holga camera.
You need to shoot a film Holga camera. So a digital Holga camera. It has to be a film Holga camera. Has to be
more narrow.
Has to be 120. Now I'm going to say 120, not 120 millimeter.
Nope, 120.
Has to be 120 or 35 millimeter film.
Yeah, they don't have a 127 Holga, do they?
No, they don't have a 127 Holga. There is a 110.
Yes.
I've tried it. It's really crummy. I don't even know that I finished the roll. I thought it was just, it's just not really worth it.
So you didn't even develop it?
I haven't finished the roll yet.
Oh,
so.
my word.
But if you want to shoot a 110 Holga, you
and you'd probably look at it and go, why did I not finish the roll sooner?
Well, I tell you what, I will finish it this year. I will press forward. I will keep shooting.
It's not even New Year's Eve and you're already making the resolutions, right?
So that's essentially Holga Week in a nutshell. This is the contest to get everybody out to go shoot their Holga
worldwide,
and worldwide, not just where we are. Where are we, Todd?
Dallas, Texas, USA.
But where are we, Todd?
We're in front of the Great Wall of Film.
But where are we, Todd?
I don't know.
We're at Don's used photo equipment, which is. It's
the International Intergalactic World Headquarters for Holga Week.
I feel like I'm pulling teeth here, guys.
Man,
I am just.
Look, he just said show up. We're going to video. And I didn't know what we were going to talk about, and it's like, okay, I didn't have a chance to prepare.
I thought for sure you had that one chambered, ready to go.
Oh man, alive.
So we are currently at Don's used photo equipment in Dallas, Texas, which is the Holga Week headquarters.
Yes, it's the International Intergalactic World Headquarters, and until anyone proves differently, that's what we say.
Right. But this is an international contest. So last year's winner was actually in Hong Kong.
Oh, well.
The winner before that was in the United States. I forget which state it was. The winner before that was Germany.
Yes.
Was it not?
This is the 4th one that you've sponsored.
This is going to be the 4th Holga Week that we have managed.
Yep, that we have managed.
So that's a little bit part of the history of that.
So we have gone, and our winners, not just that, but the other winners have been spread all throughout.
Yeah, all the category winners, which we're going to get into that. So first and foremost, Holga Week itself is every October 1st through 7th.
Oh, yes, every year.
And what do you do on October 1st through 7th?
You shoot film in Holga cameras.
You shoot your Holga camera. You shoot as much film as you possibly can in that 1 7-day period.
In 7 days, yes. That's plenty of time.
Oh, it's more than enough time.
Yeah.
However,
so get your thoughts lined up now.
However, I will let people fudge it just a tiny bit. Now, if for example, if it's the weekend before Holga Week and you go to an Oktoberfest, go ahead and shoot a little Oktoberfest.
Yeah, because I mean, just because right now is a certain time.
Right.
Well, there's 24 hours in a day, so I mean, there's just 24 time zones. So technically, our 7 days isn't going to be quite the same 7 days as half the people.
That is true.
So yeah,
but
that's
we
what
want
we're
you
saying.
we want you to shoot photos around Holga week,
Yeah.
specifically October 1st through 7th.
Yes.
We don't want to see Christmas photos. We don't want to see
Easter
4th of
bunnies.
July photos.
No
Easter bunnies.
Nope.
None of that. We want to, if it's a seasonal photo, we don't want to see it. No photos from last year.
No, don't.
No photos from the next year. They actually have to be photos from this year.
Yes.
So you actually have to take them. They have to be fresh. They
Yes.
have to be fresh.
Yes.
And now it's not a hostage situation. You don't have to hold up a newspaper or anything like that.
Well, you know, if you want to just really actually prove, why not? Let's see all the newspapers around the world.
First of all, let's see if there's any newspapers left.
Yeah, that would.
That could be your first stumbling block.
Well, actually, that could be. We need a category for things like that. You know,
The whole
scarce items, scarce things, phone booths,
the
newspapers.
ransom category.
Yeah.
So that is the contest. So everybody around the world,
Yes, international.
get a Holga camera, shoot a roll or 2 or 3 of film,
Yes,
and that is October 1st through 7th.
that is the crux of everything.
That is the crux of the.
Now, not the knots.
Mhm.
The knot that Holga Digital. No.
No, there is a Holga digital camera,
Yes. No.
but it is not. It does not qualify.
it is not.
There is
analog.
also a Holga lens that will actually fit on digital SLR DSLR cameras.
Yeah,
That
no,
does not count
that
either.
does not count either. And Diana cameras. Yes,
No,
it's
Diana cameras.
fantastic, but it's not a Holga.
Hipstamatic, anything like that, any toy cameras,
Yes.
all those things. They, you know, as a matter of fact, what was the new little half frame camera? The
Yeah,
Kodak
the
Ektar?
Kodak Ektar.
Does
The
not
K35
count.
does not
Does
count.
not count, guys. Unfortunately, there is out there in this world. There are several different toy category
Yeah.
competitions.
Yeah.
You should jump on those if
And
that's
in
what
fact,
you got.
right after the 1 through 7th week, somewhere in there's like a toy camera competition or event too. So
Right.
yeah, that's not part
Now,
of it.
where the Holga probably qualifies for those competitions,
They
other
qualify
cameras
for
don't
it.
qualify for ours, because one of the caveats is, and
Mm-hmm.
you guys really need to be ready for this. This is the one where we get the biggest amount of complaints. Is you are required to to submit a photo of yourself, the photographer,
The photographer.
with your Holga camera. So in other words, you're going to be holding your camera,
And somebody else,
is going to take your picture. So this could
that can be digital.
that can be digital. You could take it on your cell phone or whatever you want,
Yeah.
like that. I'm not expecting you to take a selfie of yourself with your Holga. That's no. I want to see
Yeah.
you and your Holga together.
Now that's where the newspaper would come in handy too.
That
See,
would be.
let's put the newspaper too. I like that.
We should be sponsored by the Morning News. It's like, look, they're bringing papers back.
Yes.
Look
yes.
at this.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't
newspapers
understand.
and analog film.
All of our newspapers sold out October 1st through 7th. We couldn't figure it out.
That would be hilarious.
So that's the
Yeah.
crux of it. We want you to get out. It's going to be beautiful weather. It's
Yes.
October.
It's-
Here in Dallas, that's state fair time of
Yes.
the year, right?
Yes.
It's a great time to get out and go shooting. It's not boiling hot. It's not freezing cold. Get out of the house. Go shoot your Holga. There's
well,
going to
actually,
be.
it could be either one, but normally it's
It
not.
could be snowing.
Yep.
It could not be snowing. You never know.
There are times of extremes with Dallas.
There are. Could be raining cats and dogs.
Oh,
you know.
yes, lots of that. But around the world, there's going to be some sunshine somewhere.
So that's the first part. That's like
Shoot
stage
film.
1 of the contest. Okay. Stage 1 is you're going to go shoot your film. Obviously, after you shoot your
Yeah.
film, you have to do what?
Develop it.
You got to get your stuff processed.
Processed,
So as
developed.
I say, you have to get it processed. You have to get it scanned. You have to do some editing, and you have to do the most
Well, by
important thing.
editing, we'll talk about that, but go ahead.
You have to do the most important thing.
Submit it.
You have to submit it. So
The most important.
you have from October 8th to November 8th of this
That's
year
a whole
to submit.
freaking month.
That's 30 some odd days, right?
Yeah. But you know what? If you shoot 5-6 rolls of film and you need to sit there and get it all processed,
Right.
you need to get it all scanned, you need to go over all of the rolls and pick
Right.
out your favorite 3 photos.
Yes. You only get to submit 3 photos.
Yes. And yeah, that could take a month. Because, a lot of people, like, they'll shoot, they'll set it aside, and they go, oh my God, I got 1 week left, and they panic.
Yeah.
And do everything.
Yeah.
And we have people who shoot and then just forget to submit it.
We get the most submissions on the last couple of days,
Yeah.
just before November 8th. And mind you, I do turn off the form at midnight, Dallas time.
Central.
Midnight.
Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. That form will say no bueno.
No
you
mas.
are done.
No mas.
So that's the second. That's phase 2. Phase 1 is
So
taking the
you
photos.
need to, at that point, you need to kind of get those little things up on your computer that gives you the world clocks and put your clock and Dallas, Texas clock.
You have your time and Holga time.
And Holga time.
Holga time.
And that way it's like, oh, but on mine it said I had 3 more hours to midnight.
Well, I mean, if you're in Hawaii, you're out of luck. You're going to lose some time.
You need to be aware of Central Dallas time.
Yes, you do. So phase 1 is shooting.
Shoot.
Phase 2 is processing, scanning, editing, and submitting.
Now, go over the editing a little bit because, that
editing
doesn't mean you start taking things out and putting things in.
Editing it is a good question.
Yeah.
And we do have it in the rules. By the way, you can find everything we're discussing at holgaweek.com. There's an About Holga Week there. You can get a little bit more information on the history of the Holga Week. And there's a Submitting to Holga Week. It's got more of the rules. It tells you which cameras are acceptable, which ones are not. And it's also going to discuss things, as I'm about to say, as far as editing is concerned.
Editing?
We allow for light editing. You can do some color correction. You can you can do some light editing. You could probably take out some dust removal or things like that.
Yeah.
You can probably remove some film scratches or
do
something
a little
like
bit
that.
of contrast with it.
You can do tiny stuff, but what we don't really want you to do is to take a standard digital photo and turn it into a Holga photo, okay?
No. And we don't want you to erase the weird person in the background.
Right,
No,
right. We're not looking for you to change the picture.
This isn't the New York Times. We don't do that here.
Don't Photoshop out somebody or anything like that.
Yeah,
Just submit the photo as raw as you possibly can.
Yes.
But do give it your little artistic. I mean, if you want to crop it, you can crop it.
A little bit.
But I love square Holga photos with all the vignetting. So I actually encourage you to leave it in its normal shape.
Those are the quirks of Holga. That are fun. That's what makes Holga so world renowned.
Every time I crop a Holga photo, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. And it's like, it just makes me feel bad when you lose the corner vignettings and the double exposures and different things like that. I love the whole photo.
The light leaks. Don't correct the light leaks.
Right. If you have light leaks, let them leak.
Let them leak.
Because that's,
leave it.
Yeah, but like I said, don't go putting in light leaks digitally. Because I don't want to see them digitally. I'm probably going to look at that photo and say, there's probably something wrong with this one.
Could you provide proof of the negative?
Might want to take a look. I will definitely be taking a look at your photo to see if you actually had a picture of you and your Holga.
Yes.
Because if you didn't have one,
you're out.
You're that's right. It's just gone.
That's an automatic rejection from the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had one person, have we?
Well, we had one person who submitted photos from years prior, and that person
not in the time frame.
And now only one of the 3 photos, but we rejected all 3 of the photos because obviously we couldn't trust the person after that point.
At that point.
So, I mean, we've got some really great sponsors who we would love to share things with an actual winner, so we try and keep this as above board as we possibly can.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's phase 2.
So, but now, when they've got that all done, phase 2, and they're ready to submit it.
Right.
What are their choices of categories to put those in?
I'm glad you asked. So,
see, I'm using my brain.
So you have 4 categories of which to submit your photos for, okay? The first one is Holga Street.
Street.
Holga Nature.
Nature.
Holga Portrait.
Portrait.
Holga Pinhole.
Pinhole.
And then the last one is a People's Choice Award, which you don't get to submit for. You cannot submit for this because it's a voting category. It's Holga Select.
Yeah.
But you can submit for 4 categories. There is a 5th.
They're 5th. Well, there's actually a 6th winner, but that's not a category.
We'll get to that one.
Yeah. But
he's jumping ahead.
I know. Only child syndrome.
So let's talk about it. What exactly is Holga Street, Todd?
Holga Street is just your everyday life going on.
Yes.
Yeah. Out and about town.
If you're a street photographer and you're out walking around, Holga Street. If you're out shopping, Holga Street. You're at the gas station, Holga Street.
Now, if it has dirt roads, it may be falling over into the nature.
Well, it could be nature. As I like to say,
but these are mostly going to be concrete streets.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
if you see brick and mortar buildings, if you see just houses and stores and different things like that, anything that makes up
day-to-day
street life, people on
Everyday
bicycles, you know, museums, different things like that, that can all be considered Holga Street.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then the next category is being Holga Nature.
Nature.
Now,
that's the dirt road part.
But yes or no, because, you know, you could take a picture of a dirt road, but it could be near a city, right?
Pretty much you're going to be out on a dirt road taking pictures.
You could be. So we like to say that if you've got 0 bars on your phone, then you're probably in Holga Nature.
Yeah, Holga Nature. You don't see buildings in the background.
Well, it could be a barn. That would be Holga Nature.
That's not a work.
Flowers, animals, clouds, landscapes, all of that kind of stuff is going to be Holga Nature.
Yes, we've had some really neat Holga Nature winners photos.
Well, the 2019 winner was Holga Nature.
Yeah.
And so was the 2020, was it not? So we had 2 Holga Natures, and then we finally had a Holga Street winner.
Yes.
But
nature is...
These categories are up to you to decide what you think there are. I mean, if you took a picture of your cat walking down the street, the question is, well, is it Holga Street or is it Holga Nature? You get to decide.
Well, yeah. And have you ever had anything, I'm just curious, since you've been in charge of this 3 years now, this is the 4th?
This is the 4th year.
4th year, can you believe that?
I can't believe they trust us with this.
I know. Who's going to take it away from you?
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to, that's right. It was passed on to me, and I'm not going to pass it on to anybody else.
Exactly. So we're not going to really have any threats of it being taken away.
You're right.
Maybe viewers not watch, but no, I don't see that happening either.
It's only going up from here.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yes. And it's just bouncing up. But have you ever looked at a photo and go, oh, you know what? That may be better over in this category. Have you ever changed a category?
You know, I have not changed a category, but I've had some people who've actually, I think this is why being the first year, they submitted and they actually didn't select a category, and then I helped them out a little bit.
Yeah,
but the form has since been fixed, and so they have to
pick one.
They have to pick a category. So
yeah. And so we have street, we have nature.
And then we have portrait.
Okay, portrait.
Holga portrait. So obviously any headshot of somebody, I've seen some really great portraits. You know, it doesn't matter if you're in the street and you took a picture of somebody in the portrait or somebody's in nature, something like that. If you consider it a portrait, it can be a portrait.
Well,
if it's a portrait of your dog, it's a portrait.
More of a posed photo.
I
not
would say
always,
so.
But that's what you would typically find in a portrait is more of something that it's posed.
Well, it could be a drive-by because that's one of the great things about Holgas, that they're just so immediate.
Yeah.
If you consider it a portrait, then it's a portrait. Okay, yeah. I don't have any problem with that. But you know, I don't know. Don't give me a picture of a building and say it's a portrait, because that seems like it's missing the mark. And we'll discuss about the people who are going to be judging these in a minute. But you know, what you're really want to do is you need to appease the judges. So select the category that suits what you're doing.
Yeah.
The next category, one of my near and dear categories to my heart, is Holga pinhole.
Yes. The pinhole.
I love Holga pinhole, and Holga pinhole could be anything. It could be
pinhole.
Excuse me. Let's cut. I'm trying it again. I'm off by 1 P. All right. Are you ready?
Peed all over it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
So Holga pinhole, one of my favorite categories.
Yes.
I really enjoy pinhole photography, but as you were saying, there is...
The only thing that is, you know, you're talking about the different things that you could shoot.
Right.
The only thing that is in common with all of that is that it's on a Holga pinhole camera.
Right. So if you're going to submit for the Holga pinhole category, when you take your selfie or when you take that picture and you have to have a Holga pinhole camera.
A Holga pinhole.
If you don't have a Holga pinhole camera and I see that you're in the pinhole category, that is no bueno.
Yep. If you're shooting, you just can't take a Holga 120 GCN and sit there and put it on bulb.
Well, that is true, because that doesn't count. Now, however, if you have modified your Holga camera to be pinhole,
then you have to have that in the picture.
We definitely need to see it, because I want to see how you did it.
Yeah, because it can be done.
Definitely can be done. And it'll take great shots. But there is the regular 6x6 Holga pinhole. There is the 35 millimeter pinhole Holga. There's also the wide.
The wide.
As a matter of fact, I think you've got one just above his head up there.
Just for sale.
So if you want a Holga wide one, he's got one right up there.
Right up here.
And that's not for links. That's actually right up
Yeah,
there.
that's
But I love the Holga pinhole category because
Yes.
it can be anything.
yes.
And
you do your zoo walks with a pinhole a lot of times.
I have done, and that's really great time to
Yeah.
get some interesting shots.
Yeah.
I just love the shots you can get with that. And of course, and as we'll talk about the judges in a minute, I've actually talked with those guys many times, the Lensless podcast, and just shooting pinhole is, because the Holga itself normally shoots at 1/100th of a second. All the cameras shoot at 1/100th of a second, except for the pinhole. So the pinhole is really the only camera that allows you to change the shutter speed.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, it's a much longer shutter speed, but it's the only one that you can control the shutter
Just
speed.
the bulb.
Right. So where everything else, 1/100th, pinhole, whatever you want it to be, and that really helps your photography.
Yes. That helps you control a lot of stuff.
Well, one of the 3 variables.
Yes.
You can control what film you put in there, and you can control the shutter speed, but it's still a Holga,
Yeah.
so the rest of it's
The aperture you can't control.
No,
Yeah.
you're out after that one.
Yeah. So those are the 4 categories.
So those are the 4 categories you can submit for. So that, once again, that's Holga Street,
Holga Street,
Holga Nature,
Nature,
Holga Portrait, and Holga Pinhole.
Pinhole. Now, do you want to go over who the judges are for this?
Yes, let's go over the judges or the jurors for each of the categories.
Yes.
So,
now, these are the people who will be looking at all of your things that you send in
right?
and sit there and go, I don't know.
So if you really want to get in with your judges, you could listen to their podcasts, because
Yes.
one of the things that I've liked that we've done over the years is we have podcasts judge each one of these categories. And there are so many photos that each category is judged by a different podcast. So Holga Street is judged by the Sunny 16 podcast this year.
Sunny 16.
Now, I'm going to let you guys know that the Holga Street category is one of the largest categories. It gets the most photos.
Yeah.
So if you're
last year,
thinking,
how many photos were submitted overall last year?
I'm gonna have to look up the numbers, but I think it was. You know what? I'm just gonna look up the numbers.
Look up the numbers. It's like your glasses.
I'm looking for my glasses. I'm gonna do a cut here.
No. Let's keep this bad boy in.
I can cut to this.
Now, how many photos were sent in last year?
All right. I'm glad you asked, Todd. So last year.
That's why he keeps me around.
I know, right? So last year, we had. I'm sorry, let me make sure I'm looking at this correct. We had 588 photos.
Wow, I knew it was over 500. I just
580. I was wondering if those are 600. But
yeah.
So we're definitely going to go over 600 this year.
We better.
I mean, we're just 12 photos away. Oh, yeah. That's easily going to happen.
This time we should hopefully get 300.
So we had 588 photos. Of those, 257 were for Holga Street. 198 were for Holga Nature.
Yep.
85 were for Holga Portrait.
Yep.
And 51 were for Pinhole.
See, Pinhole. That's your favorite category, but that's also the one that the fewest people send in photos
you can get the most. You probably will stand out more in the Holga Pinhole category than you will in any other category.
Yes. Now, whenever you submit the photos, you submit 3 photos, so you're limited to 3 photos, right?
You're limited to 3 photos. Shoot as much film as you want, but you only get to submit 3 photos.
Now, you can put all 3 of those in one category.
Yes, you can.
Or you can shoot, like 120 CGN for 2, and then you can get a pinhole and shoot for a 3rd.
Yes.
So you can mix and match.
But you're going to need to be holding 2 cameras
you're
when they take that picture.
You're going to need to show us both cameras, exactly. that when you do that needs to be.
This is a rule. You can't. And I am not going to give up that rule.
Yeah. So he's Johnny Law on that
one. Pretty much so.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing of it is, though, is that you can enter in several different categories, so you don't have to put all 3 into one.
Right.
If you got 2 different cameras, go shoot 2 different cameras.
Right.
Pinhole, submit it to Pinhole. Now you can also submit the Pinhole shot to street photography or portrait.
Right.
But you cannot do the street 120 camera.
Now I don't recommend submitting the same shot to 3 different categories. I make sure it's 3 different photos.
3 different photos.
I would increase your odds on that one.
Yes, yes, it would. So think about these things whenever you're doing your shooting. Think about these things when you're doing your editing of your own photos.
Right.
And then the street is done by Sunny 16.
The Sunny 16 podcast.
So will have the biggest category.
They are the Holga Street Jurors this year. Sunny 16 has been judging one of the categories since we've started. So it's nice to have
the
them
same
back.
one or just different. Have they been doing the street the whole time?
I think they did. They've done street a couple times. I think they did either nature or portrait one year. I'd have to go double check, but they've kind of switched around a little bit because street is such a big category, and you know
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and I appreciate them doing that.
And nature is
the nature is the I'm sorry. I put the acronym down there. It's Tales from the Magic Box. Okay, and that's Henry's podcast. He's actually in the UK. He walks around shooting a bunch of different cameras. He was really looking forward to the Holga nature category. He actually does a lot of nature shooting himself
with Holgas.
He does Frankenstein cameras, or he'll get cameras. He loves shooting unusual cameras or making cameras and different things like that. So modifying Holgas is really right up his alley.
Yeah, but do those qualify for the shoot?
Modified cameras?
Yeah.
Modified cameras do count, yes.
But if most of it's Holga?
Well, I mean, obviously it has to be film, and it needs a Holga lens.
Yeah.
And modifications could be that you've taped it closed. You know, there are no light leaks. You know, you could have Velcro.
But I mean, you can't have a Canon A1 back and a Holga front.
You can't do that kind of stuff.
Okay, just want to make sure.
You're not going to put a digital back on it or anything like that. That's not happening. It has to be a film camera, guys. So it has to keep the essence of the Holga.
Holga.
So the Holga portrait category, and this is a new one, is the studio.
New sponsor. It's not a new category.
Excuse me, it's a new not a new category.
New sponsor.
It's a new juror.
New judge.
Not a category.
Yeah.
Holga Portrait is being jured by Studio C41.
All right.
And that's also a podcast.
Where are they out of?
I have to look that one up. I'm glad you asked that, because I don't have that answer with me now.
Okay.
I scrolled down some notes here.
Oh, you did?
I believe he's in the United States, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought. At least one of them is, right?
Well, right, yeah. Well, and of course, then the last one is the Holga Pinhole, and that's the lensless podcast. Now, I know
they've been doing
one of those guys is in the UK, and the other guy's in one of the Carolinas. And don't ask me if it's North or South Carolinas. They're just the Carolinas.
We're from Texas, so it's like Carolina.
They've been doing that podcast at least as long as we've been doing Holga Week. So that's great, right?
No, absolutely.
It's got the Sunny 16 podcast has been around for quite some time.
And they're in the U.S., right?
No, Sunny 16 is also UK.
Oh, so our judges are international as well.
Most of the judges are international.
U.S.
They're
England.
around.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now we try and switch it around a little bit. I'm always looking for, if you want to be a juror next year, now would be a great time to say, hey, poke us next year. We'd love to be a juror for this.
Yeah.
Because we want to share the load.
We want to expand too.
Yeah.
We want to have
You never know. We might actually have another category at some point.
We should.
So the last category, which, like I said, is not a category you can submit to, and a lot of people do ask this question. It's like, well, how do I submit to Holga Select? It's like, well, you can't submit to Holga Select.
Yeah.
Holga Select is like the People's Choice Award, and only Holga submitted photographers can vote for that one.
Right. So you don't submit to a category. Your turning your images in is already your submission into that category, is it not?
Right. Yes,
so
it is.
You don't pick the category. Your participation is the category.
Well, yeah. It's not technically. It's an
photos
open category for every photo.
All of the categories that are from everyone that submitted photos.
Right. So
yes.
So November 9th.
So you send in 3 photos. All 3 of them are up for other shooters to pick.
Right. So we had Holga Week, which was October 1st through 7th. That's when you did your shooting. Then we had the processing, scanning, editing, and submitting, which was October 8th through November 8th.
Yep.
Okay. Now the judging part is November 9th through the November 15th. So they have about a week all the judges have about a week, and now everybody else gets to see all the photos of this time, because actually we open up the Holga gallery, and at which point all you guys can log back in, and you can go through and like the photos that you like.
Yep.
And whoever has the most likes, that person wins the Holga Select.
Right. And you get to pick any
of the photos.
You're not limited to
any category.
Any category, or
and as many as you want. If there are 600 photos, you can vote for 600 people.
Yes.
Or you can vote for one.
But you cannot vote for one picture 600 times.
No, you cannot do that.
One shooter, one vote.
And you can't go ask your mom to vote either, because unless she submitted photos.
Right.
Unless your mom has submitted Holga photos. This isn't one of those where you tell all your friends, hey, I need your
Go
votes.
vote
I need
for
your
me.
votes. That's not going to work,
No.
because only Holga Week submitted photographers get to vote.
Right.
So this is a Holga Select award from your peers. Other Holga photographers only get to vote for this one.
Right. So if we have 650 shooters next year, or 350 shooters next year, and they submit 700,
1,000 photos.
Yes, yeah, we're not going to have like one photo get 1,000 votes.
No,
It's
just not possible.
Right.
So there is definitely a limit. If that was to happen, I would definitely be recounting the ballot box.
Very suspicious.
It'd be very suspicious.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the voting right there that actually happens. The judging and the voting. After that happens, so now we're all the way up to November 15th-ish.
Yeah.
So what happens after that is we take all of I will have been told by all the category judges who those winners are. I take that information plus all the other photos and I hand it off to last year's Holga winner.
No, the grand champion. Isn't it the grand champion, or what's the technical term?
The 2021 Holga Week champion.
Holga Week champion.
And I believe his first name was Johnson.
Okay.
Hui, H-U-I, I believe. I'm going to correct myself on the screen.
Yep.
So I hand that off to this person. He gets
last year's winner.
Last year's
Grand
Holga
champion.
Week champion.
Mm-hmm.
There
can only be one.
There can only be one Holga Week champion every year. Last year's Holga Week champion gets to select this year's Holga Week champion. They
Right.
they can select from any of the category winners, or they can select from any of the photos. So if there are 600 photos, then he gets to select from 600
Right.
photos.
He can't go pull a photo out of somewhere else.
He
just what's there.
The good part for you guys is he's automatically disqualified this year. He can submit photos, but he can't win.
But he can't vote himself.
He can't vote himself. He can't win. He can't win any of the categories. So that's I like to.
Oh,
I like
he can't
to share.
vote. Yeah, that's it. He sits on the side for the.
He sits on the sideline. Yeah, he can put it. Like I said, he can put some photos in, which is great. But I automatically disqualify his photos, so he can't win the Holga Select.
You sit there and hit that like button. And
There will be no like button. As a matter of fact, I actually submit photos for myself, but I disable the like button too.
Yeah, the like you can't like.
So you can't like my photos either. And I appreciate it if you do, but that's not going to happen. So that is the end of the voting. After that, you and I are going to do a video because we will announce the Holga Week winners.
Yes, and there's a particular day we do that.
Well, we will pre-record a video.
No, I mean that it's shown.
And then the winners will be announced live on November 22nd at 12:30
Dallas time.
Dallas time. That's 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. In Dealey Plaza, Dallas, Texas. I will be announcing the winners live on Instagram. So please do bookmark the Holga Week Instagram account.
Yep.
Make sure you're following that, and hopefully you can tune in and watch at the time. But if you don't, we will have a YouTube copy of the very same presentation that will be Todd and I. That will
store right here.
Will be right here in front of the Great Wall of Film. We will be saying all the winners and
showing you the photos.
And you never know, we might even have a clip from last year's winner if they have selected the winner for us.
Yeah, yeah.
And that would be at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. It always comes out like 30 minutes later.
Yeah, yeah.
So I invite you right now, if you're in Dallas, please come on down to Dealey Plaza and watch me do the awards live, because being in Dealey Plaza is quite a treat at that time. And when you're down there, you'll see why.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff.
So that's Holga Week Now the last little thing, and I know you're going to jump on something else here. After that, we try and get the prizes out as quickly as we can. We haven't talked about any prizes.
Yeah. Well, you want to do that now?
We can certainly do that.
All right. Lead on. Lead on, McDuff.
Well, right now, we're still in the process of getting prize sponsors.
Now, do you have anybody committed yet?
I don't have anybody committed. I can say that we've talked to quite a few sponsors right now. I've probably talked to at least a dozen of them. A few of them have actually called back. I need to, it's a little bit of a back and forth. I know that a sponsor we didn't have last year, we're probably going to have this year. So it's kind of, it's like they always take some turns. So let's just go ahead and say last year's sponsor, which was a great sponsor, was Cinestill Film.
They were one of the
It
sponsors.
was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, they gave Red Rum 120
Yes,
film. They gave film, they gave stickers, they gave buttons, they gave the works.
Yes.
They were a fantastic sponsor.
Yes, they gave us a wide variety of things.
Okay, so in years before, we had Ilford Film. They gave film away, and they put other goodies in and different things like that. So,
one year they did a Holga something.
No, one year we had Freestyle Photo and Imaging. They actually gave away Holga 135 cameras, which was fantastic. So we're always looking for great sponsors, and we've been very fortunate that we have gotten great sponsors. So I'm working with them right now to see what we can get.
Sponsor as well. We got
as well as Don's Used Photo and Holga Week. Because we will be selling some T-shirts. So the proceeds from said T-shirts, not gray. Proceeds from T-shirts go to things like buying some prizes and different things like that. So if you buy a T-shirt or something like that, then we're not getting rich off this. I just turn it right back around and put it into Holga Week.
Yeah, right. We're not doing this for the money.
No. I've got a full-time gig.
Yeah.
This is his gig. So
this is my gig. This is done for love. The love
it is.
of competition, the love of analog.
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but boy, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
And there's some
really
great photos from the years.
Oh, phenomenal photos.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about maybe picking my 5 favorites from last year, but it would take too long because we get more and more photos every year.
Yes. So this year, let's try to hit 300 shooters.
That would be nice. Man. So we had over 200 photographers last year.
Yeah, 212 to 20 somewhere.
20. I think about 225, but it would be really nice to get 300 photographers. And something that my first place daughter pointed out to me is that we don't get enough female photographers.
Yeah, this is open up to everybody.
So although we did get more photographers last year, our actual percentage of females actually dropped last year.
Oh man!
So we did get more female photographers, but the percentage. So I would love to. We
need to have all numbers.
Ladies, there's no reason why we couldn't have 50% female photographers contribute to Holga Week.
That's right.
There's no excuse, ladies.
We've had a run of the gamut on winners from all over and everything's been
I think
around.
Last year, and it might have been. So we've had females win categories.
Yeah,
but we haven't had a female Holga Week champion.
Yeah.
Now that's where it's at, right?
There you go.
We need a
female
Holga Week champion.
Yeah. No, we're not saying that's going to happen. We're just saying
no, we're not.
There's lots of room to grow here.
Well, like I said, the nice part is we have the podcasts that are taking care of the category juries. Yeah. We have everybody taking care of the Holga Select category, and we have last year's champion selecting this year's champion. Really, you and I, we don't get a vote at all.
Get the vote.
We just make this thing work.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of the fun of it, is that we've built its own little community. So one of the things I hear every year, though, is had I known about Holga Week.
Yes, and it's so frustrating because it's like right after the video comes out with all the winners.
Right after the winners.
Well, the next
it's like, if only I'd known about Holga Week.
3 weeks, people come in and go, "Oh, I saw the video. How do I find out about it?"
Share this video with everybody.
How did you find out about it in the first place?
Yeah.
That you missed it.
Yeah.
That's what you should have been following. So follow Don's Used Photo Equipment on Facebook, because we will be putting this link there. Follow Don's Used Photo YouTube channel.
Please do, because this is the official place where videos will be.
This is, yes. And then also follow the Twitter account and the Instagram account. But, the information will be popping up there, but mainly the Facebook and the YouTube channel. And the Facebook is only because it links the YouTube channel into it.
If you follow any of the Holga Week accounts, you're going to get plenty of information. If you follow Don's Used Photo accounts, you're going to get Holga Week information.
You're on Instagram. Holga Week's on Facebook.
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And Reddit.
All Holga Week. Oh,
yeah.
Holga Week on Reddit. You're very good.
Yeah.
I'm glad he even remembered that. He doesn't even know what Reddit is.
I don't.
He's never been there.
I haven't. But yeah, so there's lots of ways that you can tell your friends to follow us.
Yes.
And find out the rules for this. Now, we're also going to have a few people. We're going to talk to Film Washi in France. Now, there'll probably be some links through his thing and links through all of the different sponsors that they will be linking things to here.
Right.
So follow us, follow them.
Right.
And share it with all your friends.
Yeah, the more you share it, the bigger this competition's going to get. We definitely would like to have more than 300
and then
photographers.
Whenever our numbers grow, then the sponsors will see that and want to participate in it, and then we'll get bigger prizes. Is my guess.
I would think so.
Because,
I thought last year was pretty phenomenal,
yes.
prize-wise, and I can only hope that this year is even better.
Yeah.
And it might, as a lot of other people said, it's like, well, it'd be really great if you actually created either more categories or gave away more prizes.
Have first and second place winners.
And we might actually have to consider that. But as it is right now, I think this is the last big year of growth before we can. It's probably going to bust out to a point where
we hope so.
The next year sponsors are probably going to be calling us and saying, "Hey, when's Holga Week?"
Which they should already know if they're following us. That's the thing. Holga Week is every October 1st through 7th every year.
It's right, every year.
Doesn't shift the dates. The only thing that changes is the 2020, 21, 22, 2023.
Well, I mean, that's
the
great
only
part.
thing that
It's the first 7 days in October. It's very easy.
No
to
matter
remember.
what day it starts on, the 1st, October 1st through the 7th.
Shoot some photos. You have 30 days to submit.
There you go.
Let the judging happen.
And to get a recap of all the rules, we just told you all the places you can go and read and watch again.
HolgaWeek.com for all the rules.
Yep. And then there you go. Share it with your friends. Share it with everybody.
Yeah. Share it with Mama Holga. Well, wait, she might actually know.
No, yeah. I think
she might know this one.
I may tell my parents.
To your mom.
Yeah, I'll talk to my mom.
Yeah. Talk to his mom.
Yeah, I'll tell her, but she won't shoot pictures. But yeah, I mean, just follow all of these different things, and you can go back and say, oh, what were the categories again? Go back, follow, and check out what we, just watch this again. Check it out.
Oh yeah, you should definitely watch this video twice.
Oh, absolutely.
Make sure you got all the rules down.
I mean, yeah.
HolgaWeek.com for all the rules and submitting forms and everything like that. That's essentially where it's going to happen.
So between now and October 1st, what is your duty? What is your job? What is your ambition? To make sure you have a Holga camera in
Buy a Holga camera if you don't have one.
And film. Now, we're not limiting you to film either, are we?
No.
I mean, color, black and white, slide film.
Oh, yeah.
You can even shoot.
Shoot whatever you want.
Yeah, any of the
shoot
specialties.
Shoot film washi.
Film washi, Japanese camera.
Cinestill red rum.
Cinestill red rum.
Red scale film, regular film. It doesn't matter.
Shoot film, the analog film. That's the only criteria.
If you can shoot it as film and get it developed and scanned, you're
good. Yeah.
Good.
Yep. That's it. So, yes, participate, follow the rules, and we look forward to seeing what you provide to us.
So, guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, so if this video is too long or didn't make any sense to you, please put a message down in the comments below and let us know what questions you have. We'll try to answer them as much as we can.
Follow the Holga, where you said where all the rules are listed. Go to Holga Week, read those.
Yep.
Just check. It's out there.
Okay.
All right.
I think we've covered it all, right?
Have.
So, guys, please do, as usual, share, like, subscrib, tell a friend, tell two friends.
Tell it across the world.
Tell Mama Holga she needs to watch this video.
But don't stalk her.
No, no stalker. All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I think we covered it all.
We got it all this time?
I think so.
The Master Holga Week video?
It is. I can't think of anything you left out.
Oh, I'm sure there's something I left out.
No.
Oh, wait. Well, what about?
No. I think we're going to have to hold off to that for the next time.